What's up, guys? Sorry, the cats are going crazy today. I hope I can get this video out. It's your coach, Jimmy, and with your permission, I'd like to talk about fat loss using a meal replacement shake or a protein shake today. You likely already have these products in your cabinet. Maybe you're using them every day, or maybe you haven't in a while. I hope I can convince you to break those things back out if fat loss is your goal, which I found for most of my clients it is. So here's what we have to understand. First and foremost, I usually don't like to use the products meal replacement and protein shake in the same video just because they are different things and there's some important distinctions that we have to understand between the two. I'll be talking about the Beachbody line. However, if you have your own line, all of this information will translate into whatever you purchase. Now, a meal replacement shake, generally what I'm looking for is healthy amount of proteins, fats, and carbs. It doesn't matter if there's way more of one than another, but generally an even amount, as well as vitamins and minerals and or any miscellaneous items in there, which I'll talk about at the end of this video. That's what I'm looking for in a meal replacement shake, and that's how I define it. Protein shake, generally, hopefully, which I'm finding this is more and more not true, is a product that has primarily protein as its macronutrient. So when you look at the carbs and fats and protein has the highest number, hopefully by a good majority as well. Too many products out there, watch for these things, call themselves protein, but they have a ton of carbs. I don't like that. Pisses me off, actually, but I won't get into it. Okay, so how are we going to get this fat loss with these products? It's important to understand that with any fat loss, we need to get our body into an energy deficit. Now, for most people, and I go into all of this in high detail in a lot of my groups, but all you really have to understand is that it's most likely a caloric deficit for you. You're eating too many calories. You're taking in too much, especially if you're gaining weight, if you're plateaued. We need to identify those calories and start to make improvements. Now, I believe most people know where they're coming from. You know what you're eating, what you shouldn't be eating, those types of things. All we need to do is start reducing. We don't need to drastically make any huge movements. We just need to start reducing. That's the name of the game. Throughout this video, think 1% changes, 1% improvements, 1%, 1%, 1%. Okay, two ways to do this, or at least my two favorite, and then we'll kind of go into the miscellaneous stuff. Meal replacement. The instructions are in the name. Pick the meal in your day that is the absolute worst. If you're having fast food every single day for lunch, that's probably where it is. Just replace that meal with this particular shake. It's that simple. If dinner is that for you, same thing with the shake, all right? Breakfast, etc. Just find the meal, replace it, okay? Then the second way that we can start doing this is not looking at everything as black or white. It doesn't have to be the poor meal or this meal replacement shake. Maybe we can go halves. I had a client that had McDonald's for lunch every single day. I said, okay, obviously this is a really tough habit for them to break. So I said, instead of having your Big Mac and large fries, I want you to have a normal sized cheeseburger, a small fry, and a meal replacement shake. Again, we've taken this meal from being like 800 calories and started tacking it down. Obviously, if they go all in with the meal replacement, this is 160 calories. If they go with the burger and just the meal replacement, we're down to like maybe 500, I'm guessing. But that being said, we're making improvements without changing their lives too much. The second way that I really, really like doing this is, actually that was the second way, but what I forgot to mention is you can also do this with the protein shake. Now, if you're going to replace a meal, I truly believe you should replace it with something like this that has a healthy amount of proteins, fats, and carbs, as well as vitamins and minerals in it. If you're going to do the other method, you can really use either product. If you just want to use your protein shake, maybe to drink before your meal to fill you up a little bit, maybe during your meal, I guess you could argue that as well. Either way, we're trying to look at reducing that meal's caloric bang, essentially. However you need to do that. Now, this doesn't have to be a life-changing thing, but the most important thing about this is that you are consistent over time. If you're doing it no days a week right now, let's just start with 2 or 3 days a week, do this. If you can do all 7, great. But again, just start making dents where you can. That's the most important thing. Now, miscellaneous information. if you're looking at getting some kind of meal replacement shake. I think the most important thing that you can look at, not only getting the most bang for your buck, is also combining as much as you can comfortably afford. For instance, this particular one has a bunch of vitamins and minerals in it, so now I don't have to worry about any other multivitamins. As long as I'm also eating healthy, I'm getting a ton of great sources of that. As well as this one comes with probiotics, prebiotics, digestive enzymes helping you break down some of the food so you can absorb it better, pre and probiotics for gut health. A lot of really nice extra things that I probably would be buying on the side anyways. Now I can combine it into one. I'm lazy, I'm a time saver. I'd rather just spend 25 more cents and get all this stuff into one single item. Other than that, that's all I have for you for maximizing fat loss. Remember, do you have to have these products? No. I find for a lot of people, it's just a very simple way to start changing around some habits. I know it did for me years ago, and I still use them to this day in multitudes of ways. Things you have to watch out for, especially with the meal replacement shake, is sometimes I see people get really excited when they get it, and they start going into recipes where there's like peanut butter, banana, and almond milk, and all these other great things that can be very healthy for you. We just have to make sure that you're not trying to reduce your calories and then you're just jumping them back up. For instance, things like people add avocado and peanut butter to their shakes all the time. While these are great taste bud helpers, they can also very easily add a lot of calories really quick. So just be aware and in control of things like that, and you're going to do great. Remember, this is not hard. You don't need to make huge, crazy changes in your diet. In fact, we've seen over and over and over studies after studies saying if you make too big of changes, you're just going to yo-yo back not only to where you were, but in many cases, worse than you were to begin with. Start making small little dents in your nutrition. Work on it. Work on controlling what you know you should not be doing, and I promise you can make some huge, huge changes in your appearance and losing that fat. If you have any other questions for me, please let me know. Thanks for watching if you made it to the end of this. No cats, thank goodness. Bye.